Good morning, sweet ladies. Thank you for joining us in Far Above Rubies today. I'm so very glad that each of you are here. Today we are focused on the Beatitudes. We are talking about the meek, and we're going to take a look at Matthew chapter 5, verse 5. Your overall passage for this topical study is Matthew chapter 5, verses 3 through 10. We're talking about the meek, and this passage says, "Blessed are the meek," or gentle is another word for meekness, "for they will inherit the earth." Blessed are the meek, or the gentle, for they will inherit the earth. Matthew chapter 11, verse 29, Jesus is talking to us and he says, "Because I am meek and humble in heart." So let's talk about why the meek will inherit the earth. Jesus looks at us and tells us, "I am meek and I am humble in heart." And then just before that, he had told us that the meek will inherit the earth. What Jesus is telling us is those who strive to be like me, those who do their best to emulate the character of Christ, to take on the character of Christ, they will be the ones to inherit the earth, okay? Those who try, those who endeavor, those who strive to be like Christ, to take on the mind of Christ. We talked a little bit about gentleness last week in our study on the fruit of the Spirit. If you missed that devotional, go back and check that one out as well. It will go hand in hand with this one. These traits, humility, gentleness, meekness, they are not natural traits for most people. There might be the occasional person that you come across in life who have been a meek, gentle, or humble person from birth, but the majority of people you come across are going to struggle with these issues because our human nature, our carnality, fight against meekness, gentleness, humility. We desire what is good for us in our carnal flesh, in our carnal minds. We desire what is good for us, what is pleasant for us, what is self-serving, and that's not what meekness or gentleness or humility are all about. That is not the mindset of Christ. Just like our children emulating us, it pleases us. It amuses us when our children put on our clothes and try to walk around the house and say, "Look, I'm mama, I'm daddy." That's pleasing to us. They desire to be like us. They see something in us that they desire to emulate. My son does it on a regular basis. He goes into my closet and pulls out one of his papa's shirts and he puts it on and he comes out and he says, "Look, I'm Papa." And he's so proud of himself because he desires to be like his dad. And so it is pleasing to Jesus Christ whenever we desire to be like him. When we desire to put on his mind and take on his attitude and his characteristics, so it is pleasing to him that we should desire to be like him and to pattern our lives after him, to be shaped more like him each and every day. When we desire to take on his characteristics, we are saying, "There is something in you that I want. There's something in you that I need. There is something in you that is better than what I am, and I want it in my life." And what a beautiful thing for a child to say to a parent. Jesus says, "I am meek," or gentle, "and humble in heart." And he says, the meek, or the gentle, will inherit the earth. So we talked about what gentleness, meekness looks like last week. Make sure you check that video out. But I wanted to just talk about the why that the meek will inherit the earth. Because when we are desiring to be like him, no wonder he desires to leave us a beautiful inheritance in the next life. Okay? Go and read Matthew chapter 5, verses 3 through 10. That's your whole base passage for this topical study, the Beatitudes or the Sermon on the Mount. You might know them by a different name. And today's focus was Matthew chapter 5, verse 5, Matthew chapter 11, verse 29. Ask yourself if you possess meekness, if you are gentle in spirit, if you are humble in heart. Be sure to check out last week's video on the fruit of the Spirit and gentleness. And if no one has told you lately, you are loved and you are cherished and you are valuable. You have beautiful and tremendous worth, my friend, and that worth is far above rubies. Thank you for being here with me today, and I will see you all again tomorrow. God bless you.